Hi, it's Mala Sarah. So we're just going to do a quick reading. Oh, sorry, that was my card from before. So what energies need to come out, please, for the collective? So the main energy at the moment, or the main feelings around the moment, is isolation. So it may be that you're feeling isolated from people. It may be that you've been a bit down on your luck, so you're not able to go out and do the things that you've been used to doing. Maybe you've not got enough money to go out or keep your connection. And this may be, it may be that you feel like you can't keep your connections going, because you may have been down on your luck and you may not be able to afford to go out and do the things that you would usually do. I'm saying that because we've got this group up here. What it's called a murder, isn't it? When it's a gang of crows. You may feel, or you may maybe feeling that you're not being involved in or invited out in to something. But if it's the feeling that if you're down on your luck and you're feeling like you're not able to get out and do things and you can't afford to join the crowd or anything like that, it may be worth asking the crowd to come over. You know, don't let yourself feel isolated. Don't allow yourself to feel like you can't, you know, you can't be involved because you can't get out or you can't involve yourself in things. So we've got this Five of Pentacles again. So Five of Pentacles in the headspace. This is feeling down on your luck. This is feeling down on your luck and possibly feeling pushed out. So if it's not that you just can't afford to go out, it may be that maybe if you've been down on your luck, this has resulted in other people that are around you pulling away from you. It may be saying fair weather friends. It may be people that are around you when the sun is shining, but when, you know, when things start to go wrong or when heavier times come in, it's people that just seem to disappear. They evaporate into thin air. So you may be dealing with people that are around you, and this may be why you're feeling isolated. It definitely feels like you're out in the cold. However, with this Five of Pentacles, I keep going to say Ten of Pentacles when I look at this card. I don't know why. With this Five of Pentacles, what you get the idea, or any Five of Pentacles, what you get... Bonnie! No. 1 minute, sorry. Sorry about that. My two little ones were out in the garden booting off, so these were going to start. With the Five of Pentacles, I think I was saying, there's always this energy where when you feel like doors are being shut in your face, or when you feel like you've got nowhere to turn, there is somebody or something that you can turn to. There's always somebody that's there. It's just that you kind of have to let them know that you're in a bit of a bad spot, that you need some help in some way. I want to split the deck. I'm not going to keep taking them like this because they all fly out at once. Quite a slippy deck. So we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, and the Five of Cups. So that's quite a mix of emotions, really, for a reading. It's quite a mix of emotions, but there's also this like kind of family element to it here. So it may be that see, I don't know why I want to say, and I do what I say because it's like samey in my head. I don't know whether you've had like a good, you know, you've been in good times, and in being good times you've drifted away from your true and tried and trusted friends, and got caught up maybe into new friendships with people who are not the best fair weather friends. And it may be that you've been pulled into, you know, you've been drawn into, or you've been enticed into these new friendships, and it's moved you away from people who have been there for you, or who are there for you, or who have been like quite loyal to you. There's that feeling that I'm getting. That might not be all of you, that just maybe just a message for some of these there, but there's this feeling of isolation. I feel like even if it was that scenario, if you were to reach out to your true and tried and trusted friends, I don't feel like they'd shut the door in your face. They may see you as family, but we'll get to that in a minute. Now, in your passions and everything, you maybe, this is like hard work. The Eight of Pentacles is hard work. It's putting in the work and trying to master something. So I feel like he's trying to keep yourself out of a funk. So it may be that you're falling on hard times and you're having to do maybe extra shifts, so you've not got any time to yourself. It may be that you're having to really put work in to try and get yourself back on track with something. But you have been doing something that is going to better your position. So I feel like in your passions and your desires is this desire to kind of master the situation that you're finding yourself in, is wanting to get yourself back on track, wanting to be, sorry, 1 second, I need to get a drink. This is like you wanting to get yourself back on track, basically. This is you putting hard work in as well. So it may be that you fall on a bit of hard times and you're having to work extra shifts, or you're having to put extra effort into something. This may actually be a group of friends at work. So this may be a workplace group of friends that you've got involved with, that now that you're having to either put in extra time, or that you are falling on hard times, that they've kind of distanced themselves and you're no longer getting invited out, or, you know, something like that. So it may be involving or around a workplace, and it may be affecting you, in not only out and about in your day-to-day life or in your personal life, it may be affecting you in the workplace as well. You may be feeling like you're kind of off on your own in the workplace as well. Now, in the emotional space, we've got the Ten of Cups here. And this is like this idyllic life. So it may be that in your emotions, you are desiring for this Ten of Cups. You're desiring for this idyllic life. You're desiring to be in a emotionally stable place, but this card also, to me, can set, especially with these cards around, can set up as a bit of a warning that, like, kind of keep things, keep things into perspective. Don't reach too high for things, because I think sometimes we're overreaching something that's good. I mean, this can speak to friends as well. Sometimes we overreach things that are great, because we think something better, we can reach something better, and it's about this wanting the best of the best, and aiming for the best of the best, but losing everything else in the meantime. That's, spit it out. Losing everything that we could be having along the way. And I feel like, I also feel like in your emotions, you've got a good family life. So it may be that you've got a solid family around you. So they may be comforting you in this time. You may be spending time with family. You may be spending more time with your family because you're not seeing your friends as much, or because you've not been going out as much. So it may be that you've been isolating away from something, but you have got a good family. And this may be who you can turn to from this Five of Pentacles energy. This may be who you can turn to kind of get some relief. So this may actually be just telling you to turn to your family. You've got a good family there. You've got a good family there. You've got people around you that love you. I think friends, if they're true, tried and tested friends, I don't think they're going to hold stuff against you. I feel like they will, if they see you like family, I feel like it will be being treated like family. I don't feel like you're going to be having any conflicts or anything there. I feel like there's somebody that will kind of quite embrace you at this time, and they would never want to see you feeling low or feeling isolated. But this is, again, it's like kind of over to me, it can be over romanticizing things as well, and thinking that something has to be perfect in order to be. So I don't know whether you've fallen out with people because you may have put them to the side and gone with new people, or not even fallen. Now, you don't even need to have fallen out of them. It could just be that you've just like drifted away from them and drifted apart from them, and you feel like you can't come back to them now because it's not the same. It won't be the same, or it's something's been ruined. There's this energy of something being ruined. I don't feel like it's going to be all that you feared. It doesn't have to be perfect to be. So like in the material world here, we have this Five of Cups energy, and this is an energy of regret. It can be an energy of sorrow and regretting things that have gone on, but there is something else there for you, because the sun's always coming up in this card. There's always something going on that is like kind of highlighting that, you know, a new day will come. We can mourn over what's gone. We can mourn over, you know, the situations that we find ourselves in. But then there comes a point where we have to get ourselves together. We have to recognise it, release it, and get ourselves together and move on. Because, I mean, she's literally got the Ace of Cups right there in front of her. So there's something for you, but you may be feeling, because you're feeling isolated, because you're feeling cut off from everything, and you're perhaps a bit in your ego, because you may have. And I don't know how to say it without it sounding awful, and I don't mean it to sound, it doesn't necessarily have to be an awful thing, because sometimes we're so close to people, and then we meet new people, and then we just drift apart from the other people, and that can happen, and it happens to everybody at some point, and that happens in life. And it may be that you're feeling a bit of regret about perhaps feeling like you've ditched out on a friendship or a connection in the past for people that have not been it may be that you may be feeling some kind of regret for perhaps friendships and stuff that have gone by the wayside, because you've been caught up with a group of people that have not worked out to be the best kind of people, the kind of people that have not been there for you. Actually, they're there when everything was great, but when the tides have turned, they've disappeared on you. And it could be that you're feeling regret for the treatment that you've given to other people to nurture these connections that were obviously not the best. There's always an element with the Five of Pentacles, there's always an element of ego involved, pride and ego. And it's almost like, I get this feeling of, it's almost like if you reach out and hand, you know, if you emotionally reach out to these people that you may be wanting to reconnect with, that you may have regrets about, because you may have not even dumped them, but kind of drifted away from them or left them in the past. I feel like if you reach out to them, then they're gonna give you a minute. Do you know what I mean? I feel like these people probably see you as family. It doesn't have to be all this for it to matter. I feel like you're dealing with people that are quite decent, and they will give you the time of day. I feel like they will give you the time of day. Not only will they give you the time of day, I feel like they will be more than welcoming to you back into their life after this, because I don't get this. I don't get a sense of anybody feeling, other than perhaps yourself, I don't get this sense of feeling betrayed. It's more feeling like the sense that I'm getting, the feeling that I'm getting, it's more like I've betrayed, or I've done wrong, so I can't face it. I'm in my pride and ego about it. I don't want to kind of walk back to somebody with my tail between my legs, sort of. It's that kind of energy, but I feel like you need to drop your pride, drop your ego, and just get back into your emotions and be open and emotionally honest with them, and just like kind of let it roll from there, because I don't feel ill will. I don't feel like there's anything. I don't feel like anybody would want that is your true tried and tested. If you've parted ways, I mean, you could still speak to them, but not be that close to them anymore. But if you just kind of drifted away from them, I don't feel like they've got ill will towards you. I don't feel like they would be happy to know that you've been treated like this, and that you are on your own, or that you're feeling lonely, and that you're feeling isolated. I don't think they'd be happy to know that. And you may actually be in your head wondering or thinking like they're not reaching out to you, and it may be that they were at some point, they were reaching out to you, they were kind of trying to get your attention or trying to connect with you, and you may have just been too busy and putting it off, and it may have just naturally occurred that they just stopped trying, and you know, they figure you will come to them. If you know, if you want to see them, you'll come to them. I mean, this could totally be in reverse as well. This could totally be in reverse, where it's them that's done this with you and that they're feeling guilty, but you felt the loss as well. You felt pushed out. You felt isolated as well. So it could completely be in the reverse. With this Five of Cups, you can almost get this sense of like wishing we could have done something different, wishing something could have been different, wishing we could go back and change the past, wishing maybe that we've been better friends or better family or something like that. And that, as I say, this could be completely reversed. This could be the other person's energy around you. But you too, in this energy of isolation, you too may be someone that is spending a lot of time alone, or kind of been left to the wayside. It could be that. Let's see to the past. So the past, we've got this Eight of Swords and this stuck energy. This is quite literally, I mean, it quite literally is a stuck energy. This is negative self-talk, negative belief. Now, this could be if somebody's backed away from a friendship and like kind of got themselves new friends, and these new people have not turned out to be the best. But before this, this could be that, this could be speaking to that, what I was saying about somebody trying and trying and trying, and then feeling like they can't try no more, and then they kind of get themselves to a place where they become quite stagnant in the energy. And I'm also feeling like this could also be speaking to the energy of the person that did the ditching. It's almost like my hands are tied. I don't know, you know, if someone was trying to reach out to you, if someone, or, you know, whoever it is, if someone was trying to reach out, and then you've just not made time for them. It's almost like my hands are tied and busy, you know, I've got so much on my mind. I've got so much to go through. I just don't know. And you've just not made time for them, and it's just like you've been stuck in your head. You've been probably thinking, oh, I'll make time for them, but you've just not. It's like you've got other things on your mind. So spirits advice, I mean, why this is all going down is Six of Pentacles. It may be, if it's not you, it may be them. It's almost like somebody owes somebody an apology. There could have been a lot of one-sided giving, a lot of one-sided attention, a lot of one-sided connection. And almost like somebody was all right to take, and then when something's turned about, when something's turned, it's almost like what I'm feeling like. It's almost like what somebody feels like what this group has done. I feel like this new group has done to them is what they done to somebody else. So whoever that falls on, wherever that falls on, it's almost like the way that they feel sold out is the way that this other person would have felt sold out in the past. It's almost like they were giving, and they were, you know, putting in the time, effort and energy. They were, you know, actively giving to somebody, but maybe not getting anything back in return. So they just stopped. It just come to a point where you can't keep trying anymore. So they just stopped. So if that's not you, it's almost like somebody needs to give somebody an apology. Somebody needs to set things straight. Somebody needs to speak the truth. If they feel like, if it's you or if it's them, whoever it is that's feeling in this energy, I feel like you need to speak your piece. You need to clear the air. You need to be honest. and quite possibly apologise. With karma here, with karma, with justice, it's almost like a karma thing. It's kind of like what goes around comes around. So it's setting as a bit of a reminder to treat people. Remember, you know, we're always on the pursuit of something more, aren't we? We're always wanting more. We're always wanting more, and we forget, like when we're chasing more. It's like when we go into a job and we've got new money, more money, and we're always wanting more, and we're always wanting to better ourselves. And when we're chasing this dream, then we've always got to keep progressing with it. Otherwise, it can it takes work to kind of keep yourself where you're at. And this may be what happened with this group of friends. It was taking so much work to be part of this group of friends or workplace that you know, you were losing yourself in it. You weren't enjoying it. You weren't having a chance to enjoy it because you were having to pay out the arse to be able to do it. And it's like we can get complacent is the word I'm trying to find in my head. We can get complacent of the things and the people that we have in our lives when something that is perceived new and shiny comes along. We can forget what we've got. You know, it's like those people, I mean, I used to be guilty of this myself with cars. I'd have a perfectly well-running car and absolutely no issues with it, but then the opportunity to get a shinier new one, I'd be ditching the car, and then the new one would be a piece of shit or something wrong with it. And it's like we forget. We can easily overlook and take for granted what we have in front of us. It's easy to forget the value of what we have already. And that when we do find new, it doesn't mean we have to discard the old. I think if you reach out, though, I think if you do reach out, it'll work out well. It's going to work out good. You're going to get yourself to a place of emotional balance again. Now, this isolation feeling, I don't know whose side this is. I think it's on both sides. I feel like this may be on both sides for different reasons. For different reasons, though. And I feel like the coming together, if you do come together, if you do connect, or whoever needs to reach out, reaches out, or either one of you could reach out in this situation. But it's about kind of being to the point with it, being straight to the point with it, and not like kind of dressing something up or dismissing something, not looking at something, you know, just not acknowledging something. It's about acknowledging it. We have to acknowledge kind of what went on, how it made us feel, clear the air, and get onto a new path. And I feel like if that happens, or whoever can reach out, either one of you can reach out, if you're prepared to be the one to reach out, if it's not you that really needs to, it'd be greatly appreciated. I feel like this person probably wants you to reach out or wants to speak to you, but maybe feels like they're a bit in their ego and they don't know how to. But emotions are going to be balanced in this. So if I feel like whoever reaches out, or if you reach out, or you both reach out, or however it goes, I feel like if you do that, if you follow the advice to be blunt and honest and speak the truth, then you'll get, both of you will get to, or all of you will get to a peaceful place, a place where you're quite emotionally balanced within yourself. It's like kind of coming back home, and it, like the Nine of Cups energy is like coming back home. It's about finding yourself emotionally, and this may be after a karmic lesson. It's just a karmic lesson that needed to be learned. But I feel like people see you as family, or you see them as family, and it's not going to be handbags at dawn. I don't feel like it's going to be a kick-off or a fallout. You know, there may be a few awkward questions or a few things put across that may make us feel uncomfortable, but we have to deal with it. It doesn't matter if it makes us uncomfortable. We have to look at the facts and go through the facts. If it made someone feel a certain way, we have to address that. If it made us feel a certain way, we have to address that. But as long as we do that, then we can get ourselves back into balance. We can get ourselves back into balance and move away from this energy of feeling out in the cold, feeling isolated, feeling kind of left behind by people. And we can rekindle something and then treat it and respect it for the value that it holds in our life, or they hold in our life. I'm going to leave that one there. Okay, thank you.